So the Israel-Iran conflict coming right out. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So the Bible in the book of Revelation talks about an incident that's going to cost the lives of 1/3 of people on the planet. We're talking about 2.5 billion people as it presently stands. And of course, the Bible also says that this incident is going to lead into that end time beast system that the Antichrist is going to be in charge of, in which everyone's going to be, who's part of it, is going to be forced to take up their marketing right hands in their forehead in order to be able to buy or sell. Well, when Russia invaded Ukraine, I know there were many people wondering, well, would that lead to this World War III, or what's being labeled as World War III? And I didn't say, well, no, because the Bible says that this incident is going to start in the Middle East. It's going to start in the Middle East. And however, now with this Israel-Iran conflict, though, this is a whole nother matter, because now we're talking about the Middle East. And, first of all, I would say that Israel always gets criticized for their actions. And I would agree, sometimes they can get it too extreme. But Israel has already vowed that they are going to protect themselves. And they were going to do so no matter what measures they have to take, no matter how extreme. Again, this is what sometimes you have to do if you live surrounded by a bunch of people who really don't want peace with you. They just want to wipe you off the face of this planet. And if these people wanted peace, they would have peace by now, because Israel has offered peace to these people and they've turned it down. So, like I say, in that regard, I can't blame Israel for doing whatever it takes to protect their people. Now, it does get to a point where it does get overboard and extreme, But we can't necessarily get mad at Israel for striking Iran and sometimes taking ridiculous preemptive strikes, but that's what they vowed to do. And then we've joined in the matter now, because remember, Trump ordered, basically gave the order to bomb the nuclear site, that Iran's nuclear site that was like in a mountain 300 feet below ground. But we send in B-2s with those GBU-57s, those bunker busters, and from what I'm hearing, the mission has basically been a success. Then I hear also China may have thought of getting involved in this. And as much as I hate to see this happening, I know this is biblical. This is biblical, and I believe that we just heading down that path, and we have to go through all of this just to get to the day of judgment. That's just what the Bible says. Now, Trump has called for a ceasefire now. He's trying to broker peace between Israel and Iran, but somehow I believe that we haven't seen the end of this, and it's going to be more involved in this, and inevitably we're going to run into that incident that starts that World War III as being labeled. Anyway, like I say, no one really wants to see this. Unfortunately, we're headed down that path. It's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and a matter of people just, preparing yourselves and have it set in your mind that I know what's going to happen. I've been told this by the Bible. And whatever it is, we have to go through it to get to the day of judgment. And I just pray that, I ask everyone, you get your matter settled with God. Make sure you're straight. Can you say in your heart that you have everything straight with Christ? Do so, because we're headed down that path. Like I say, but anyway, we are going that way. It's going to happen. And like I say, just get yourself settled with Christ. Or whoever you want to pray to, go ahead, because we're headed down that path, and that conflict is something that's going to boil over. And again, no amount of peace, talks of easing the conflict is going to change that we know this is happening. Anyway, like I said, this is my 2 cents on it. I commend Trump for trying to create peace now, even though I was opposed to them sending in the B-2s and bombing their nuclear facilities. But then understand that whenever you're dealing with Islam, mutual assured destruction is off the board, because they're just a death cult, and they have no problem with they strap bombs to themselves, let alone, because they know they want to die in their holy war in order to get to their heaven. But I just didn't like to see America involvement no more of this nonsense, and have Israel drag us into things. And again, I commend Trump for trying to create peace, broker peace, but inevitably the Bible told us what's going to happen. But like I said, that's my 2 cents on this, y'all. Prepare yourself out there. And as always, until next time.